Hey everyone. So I'm in a sweater today. It's like back to being chilly weather here in California. We had such nice, like 80-degree weather, and now it's been cool and rainy for a few days. But I wanted to get on here today and continue my series on understanding your hormones. And today I'm going to be talking about low thyroid, okay, or hypothyroidism. So there are a large amount of people that are walking around with this condition and don't even know it and haven't been diagnosed either properly or just don't really realize that the symptoms that they're having are actually related to having a low thyroid. In fact, a lot of the symptoms of low thyroid are very similar to the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. So many times as women are getting older, they actually think that they're having menopausal symptoms, but a lot of those symptoms are actually related to having a low thyroid. So there's several different things that can cause hypothyroidism, okay? One is a autoimmune disease, which is called Hashimoto's, which a large amount of people who have hypothyroidism actually have Hashimoto's. Autoimmune diseases are normally caused by too much inflammation in the body. So this is one of the root causes of a low thyroid or of Hashimoto's. So some of the other things that can cause a lowering thyroid are gut imbalances, nutrient or mineral deficiencies. They can be caused by estrogen dominance, so having too high of levels of estrogen in your body. And it can be caused also by too much stress, like too much cortisol in the body can actually lead to a lowering of your thyroid. So many times women can actually get in this state by actually putting their body in too much stress by over exercising, under eating carbohydrates. Those two things can actually affect a woman's thyroid. So some of the things or some of the symptoms that go along with low thyroid are weight gain being one of the primary ones. So if you've all of a sudden like noticed that you are, you're doing everything right and, you're not overeating, you're eating, a balanced diet, you're exercising, but your weight is going up, this could be because of a low thyroid. And the reason why is your body is not producing enough thyroid hormone, and it is not producing enough T4, which is a thyroid hormone that gets converted into T3, and that T3 controls your metabolism. So you will start seeing some weight gain coming on, okay? The other things that are affected by this are your energy levels. So fatigue is a big sign that your thyroid is moving slowly. Loss of hair or like thinning of hair, or especially if you see like thinning of like the outer edges of your eyebrows, sometimes your eyelashes and different things like that are definitely a sign. Constipation can be a sign, a feeling of always being cold, let's see, what else? Let me look at my dry skin, depression, and and changes to your cycle. So sometimes having very heavy cycles or irregular cycles can be a sign of a lowering thyroid. So what do you do when if this happens? Well, first of all, I think with their thyroid, it's very important to know your numbers, know where you're at, okay? So, if you've had these symptoms, I think it's a good idea to test and not guess so that you can start putting together some course of action to fix this condition. So knowing your numbers, requires getting some labs, which you can, go to your doctor to do, or you can work with like a naturopath, a functional medicine doctor, or a holistic health practitioner like myself to get those numbers. Once you know what those numbers are, then you really have to look at the ranges of those numbers, because many times women will go into doctors complaining of these of a lot of these symptoms. They'll get their labs run, and then the doctor will say their numbers are normal, but really their numbers are not optimal. Okay, there is a large range in labs of a number that is considered normal. But if you're on the lower spectrum for your T3 levels, you're really not in the optimal level, which means that you are going to be experiencing a lot of these symptoms. And so usually when you're working with more of a functional medicine doctor, naturopath, or a holistic health practitioner, they look more at optimal numbers when they're looking at your abs. So that's really where you want to be. You want to be at the optimal levels, because you're going to feel your best and you're going to be able to start losing weight again. So once you know where you're at, then from there, you need to start taking some steps to fix that. Some of these things can be done without taking any medication. There are some bioidentical type thyroids that you can take, but I find a lot of times that women struggle to get the right dosage on that. So sometimes it can actually make their symptoms worse. So some of the natural things that you can do are, one, you want to work on your gut health, because low thyroid can be caused by poor gut health. You want to work on your liver health, because your liver is responsible for converting your T4 to T3, and you need enough of that active T3 in order for you to have a good metabolism, a lot of energy, and all of that. You want to make sure that you are getting the right type of foods and avoiding the foods that actually can be hard on your thyroid. So the foods that you want to eat a lot of is obviously your fruits, your vegetables, but you want to be careful with your vegetables that you are not eating too many vegetables, like your cruciferous vegetables, your broccoli, your cauliflower, your kale, and those things. Those things can sometimes be more damaging to your thyroid. So you want to make sure you eat those in lower levels, and always make sure that you're eating those cooked and not raw, because when you eat them cooked, it breaks down some of the goitrogens. I hate that word, goitrogens, and it helps break those down and makes it easier for you to eat. Other things that are beneficial are foods that are high in selenium and foods that are high in iodine and zinc. Sometimes a low thyroid can be because of a deficiency in iodine, selenium, or zinc. So you want to make sure that you're getting enough of those in your diet. And you want to make sure you're getting some fermented foods to help with your gut health. And you want to make sure that you're avoiding foods like gluten, and limiting things like soy, and then obviously limiting things like your processed foods, sugars, and things like that. Okay, so if you feel like thyroid might be an issue for you and you want to know your numbers, I can definitely help you get tested for that. I can help you understand your labs. I can help you put in a plan in place so that we're working on your inflammation, your liver, your gut health, all those underlying causes, so that we can get that thyroid working for you, so that your metabolism's working for you, you're full of energy, you're losing weight again, and you are doing all these things, in a natural way. So if you have any questions, comment below, or feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to help you out. Have a great day. Bye.